Roll like a tanker with furious. Punch it like tank and be furious. There's some thoughts when I'm high as a satellite. I'm a dog and a star, but I'm serious.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the tentatively titled St. Louis Mix channel. I know, like, at this point, it's like, come on, bro. Come on. You ain't gonna do it, tell the truth. But I'm telling you, it's coming. We're close. Closer than ever. But thank you once again for coming back and checking out the channel, viewing the video. We do appreciate it. Today, let's just get right into it, man. We're going to be reviewing one of the most pleasant surprises of quarantine for myself, just because of who was involved. Smack dropped the Geechi Gotti versus the Saga, one of the quarantine battles on the app today. So shout out to Smack for that. Shout out to Geechi Gotti. Shout out to Saga. For the most part, the quarantine battles have been flamed. And just seeing the two names on it, what they both bring to the table, both of them are personal favorites of mine. Not like my number one favorite, but definitely on my list of people I enjoy watching. Consistency, performance, all that good stuff. Saga's been on a run. He's been on a killing spree. We all know what Geechi been up to. So very excited to see this matchup. Did not know this was coming. Surprised me. And I got the notification like, okay, Smack, let's go. Very excited. So obviously it was just the one round for the quarantine format. So Saga goes first. And first, let me just say, I was real curious to see who was going to go first, because Saga a lot of times gets, if Saga goes last, bro, he's like nearly unbeatable. Nearly. There's just something about the energy, the way he delivers and performs his bars. I don't know. It always seems to just leave a kind of a heavier stamp, in my opinion. So he goes first, and I'm like, okay. And I knew that would really play in Geechi's favor, especially with the style clash, with the perspectives they were coming from, if you will. So Saga goes first, and he ain't playing no games, you know. I was always, one of the things I wondered about the quarantine battles was like, yo, if they really are trying to build a matchup for a 3-round battle once everything opens back up, like how much are they holding back? You know what I mean? Like, are they really putting that kind of smoke into the pen? You know what I'm saying? They can't be wasting clips. You know what I mean? Can't be wasting rounds on people. So giving away too much of the angle or the scheme that you had planned, you know, before it actually occurred. So yeah, but Saga came out. He came out right and right away. For instance, one of the things he said was, why did it take? He was talking about how he deserves big looks and he's been on the run and he should be here, you know. He was saying, why does it take a quarantine to get the shot that I needed? Now, I know we've discussed this before, quarantine bars. It's something you got to deal with, especially during this time. In your video chat battles, you're going to have quarantine bars, and I get it. It's, you know, it's what's happening right now, so they're going to talk about it. But my thing is, if we all got to do it, if everybody going to do quarantine bars, you know what I'm saying? Then let's use our imagination, stretch our mental, you know what I mean? Let's use that thinking cap to the best of our abilities and beyond and see. You know what I'm saying? See where we can go with these. So I know, you know, the creativity, man, that's what I'm looking for. So I did like the way he kind of approached it. So I had to take a quarantine to get a shot that I needed, and he kind of slapped his arm when he did it. So that worked out cool. Oh, he had this bar. He said, I can handle that type talk with a crip, like Stephen Hawkins. Now, if y'all don't know who that is, Google it, okay? He is a famous thinker, genius person, scientist, who is wheelchair bound. He has a physical ailment. I don't remember exactly what it is, so I don't want to misquote it, but he has a physical condition that keeps him, he's like a quadriplegic, I think is what it's called, when it's full body. He's in this specially made chair form, like he can't actually speak. So this wheelchair that he's in has a computer set up where he can type out what he wants to say, and it displays on the screen. You know, he's crippled, so fire. He had this other bar where he said Jesus in Galilee was the first to hit a sea walk. You know, if you know about Christ walking on water. Then he kind of went into this whole 10 plague scheme, and if y'all know about the 10 plagues of Egypt with Moses and the children of Israel, it was nice. He kind of ended it. I'm gonna go through the whole thing, you know, 10 plagues, but he said He said, if you see blood in the locust, pass over like the 10 plagues. Nice, you know what I mean? See blood in the locust. Locust was one of the plagues, you know, of course, Geechi, big locust out there, so salute to the whole blue side, you did. Oh, he had this other bar that I think might have been kind of slept on in the comments. I don't know, just kind of based on the thread. I don't know if people caught it. He said, you can't convince me, Beowulf. We not alike in breeds. You can't convince me, Beowulf. We not alike in breeds. And I don't know if Beowulf is like a Norse mythology epic about this like Viking hero, kind of like. But of course, you know, Geechi's nickname, Beowulf. We not alike in breeds. And y'all know Lycans is a breed of werewolf. Like, crazy. I thought it was very slick. And he says that the way I was punching off rum, Don was right. I am the drunken master. If you've seen the Saga Don Marino battle, which is also fire, check that out. I believe that's from Gates of the Garden. I hope that's not wrong. Check me on that if it is. Also a fire battle. And in that battle, Don Marino called Saga the drunken master. He had this whole angle about, man, you alcoholic, you be drinking that advanced and drunk all the time. And called him a drunken master. So he said, you know, the way I was punching off rum, Don was right. I am the drunken master. And then he had this other bar that was kind of slick, the way he put it in. I'm an MMA fan, so I appreciate it. He said it's like a right from McGregor, all kind of punches. You know, some wordplay right there. All kind of punches. Of course, his first name was Conor McGregor. And then all kind of punches. And the only thing, gotta get on you, Saga. Like I said, I'm an MMA fan, so I'm gonna be fair with my critique of everybody. He did. McGregor is known not for his right, but his left side, left hands. His left hand is definitely his power hand. When he fought his last fight against Cowboy Cerrone, he finished him with all left side strikes. Like, so I get what you were saying, and I appreciate the reference, but you should have said like rights and lefts from McGregor, or all lefts from McGregor, all kind of punches. You know, left hook, left jab, left uppercut, all kind of punches. You know, something like that, because that's what he's known for. But again, I see what you was doing there. Applause. Almost. Y'all just playing. Shout out to Saga. He had this other bar that I actually liked a lot. He said, MK story mode on arcade, levels ahead. Yeah, y'all know in Mortal Kombat, when you work in your way up the story mode, it's a tower and it's just the heads of all the opponents. You know, it's just each levels ahead. That was crazy to me. He had this kind of like room furniture kind of type scheme. He said you blinded us so far, but all the men in your section though, blinds, so far, sofa, you know, kind of a reach, a little slant, you know what I mean? But all the men in your sectional, like a sectional, you know. So that was pretty cool. He had this other. He said, "Ace, I mean, they ain't know I had lines, so I left the group." You know, talking about obviously his split with the WX. And once Ace left the Goonie, you know, he pulled off the hoodie and showed it. Yo, this man really can grow hair. He fraud now. Fake. But shout out to Ace. I mean, also one of my favorites in the new class. So for sure. And then there's another one. I gotta kind of get on you, Saga, because again, if y'all watch any of my videos, you know I'm an old school fan. I'm a stickler for bars and penmanship. You know, certainly a fan of performance and stage presence and delivery and all that kind of stuff. Huge fan of that, and I definitely respect battle rappers that bring those skills to the table. But at my heart, I am a wordsmith fan. You know, I like the lyrics, I like the pen game. So I gotta get on you, Saga. Come on, man. He said uppercut. He said uppercut. I have your neck stuck in an awkward flare. Now, the rhyme scheme he was in, the bars he got into afterwards were good. They were kind of fire. I appreciate where he was going. But he said uppercut. I have your neck stuck in an awkward flare. An awkward flare. He like acted it out, you know. And it's just no, man. Like here's my problem with that. That doesn't really work sense-wise. But my only problem with that is like there's so many There's so many other things you could have said right there, my dude. Like, you know, you didn't have to just settle for that. Come on, Saga, you better than that, man. You know these bars, man. Come on. I mean, there's so many other things he could have said, stuck in an awkward flair. He could have said uppercut. I have you stuck looking up with an awkward stare. He could have said gunner bust. I'll get him steamed like carpet carry. He could have said uppercut. Got tagged like what it cost to wear. You know, like even putting a name like. He could have said uppercut, raise him up, but fuck him up like foster care. You know, I mean, there's just so many, like, and he's good enough to, you know what I mean, to make that work. Anyway, so I got to get on you for that, Saga, but again, the rest of where you was going with it, it was fire, so salute to you for that. Just some suggestions. And then Saga kind of had this stumble. He had this bar where he was talking about reading the Bible, and he said, I tapped into his word like Morse code, but he kind of like stumbled on it and repeated the line like 3 times, I think. So, you know, we gotta take our points for that. We gotta call you out. He said, I punch like Paranormal Activity. It goes smooth, which I thought was actually pretty slick. You heard a lot of Paranormal Activity bars. Back in the day, you know, a few years ago, they were really popping. I haven't heard them in a while. But I don't know if I've heard that one before. So, salute to you, especially when somebody can use a commonly used bar and say something that hasn't been heard before. So, I appreciate that. So yeah, that was pretty much for Saga's round that I really stuck out to me. There were some other bars, but I always keep some on reserve for y'all, so y'all can go and watch the battle and be surprised and all the good stuff. But overall, very very good round from Saga. Very solid. Had some crazy haymakers in there. A couple of slick jabs and hooks and stuff. A couple of bars. I wasn't really rocking with that. And then he had the stumble on the tapped in his word like Morse code bar. But other than that, really really clean. Delivered very well. His performance and vocal projection, all that was on point. Like he was really on stage and clean round from Saga, except for the little mini stumble toward the end. So salute to him for that. One thing while he's rapping, at one point Geechi pulls out a couch pillow, pulls out a pillow on him. It's like sleeping while he's rapping. That was pretty funny. But yeah, man, tactics. Tactics, Geechi, a vet now. So yeah, Gotti starts, and the way he started out, I was like, okay, he kind of started like really hitting with some bars and stuff. So I thought, okay, we might be in for something. But I don't know. For me personally, it kind of tapered off toward the end. And even after Saga's round, I was like, okay, that was a round with crazy moments. But the door is open. Geechi could steal this if he goes haywire in this round. Like he just go AWOL, go federal on him. Then he could take this. He started out with some creativity. I said, I see you, Geechi. He starts off rhyming on a beat. He got an instrumental playing in the background. He rhyming. Nothing too crazy. But then he got his gal half naked. She like, she comes in like, yo, I thought this was an acapella battle and stuff. And then, cuts the track, and then Geechi was like, yeah, I guess Saga is more comfortable with the beat off. So, again, common angle, but when people can do things that haven't been done before, I appreciate that. But that was a sign and a signal, like somewhat the beginning of the end, because with that little opening joke scheme, that was like the signifier, like, listen, this round is about to be about all beating off jokes, my nigga. Like, this is what I came for. Like Geechi, he was not letting up on that. And I just think it kind of worked against him. Anyway, but starting off, he had some, like a few bars with all these crazy nicknames for Saga. That was hilarious, bro. He said, we got Geechi Gotti. We got Geechi Gotti versus Skeeter the Meat Beater. It's just like, come on, bro. You ain't got to do all that. Let him live. He had this one bar where he said, based on Loso's career, got like him more than you. That was kind of funny. People kind of take that angle against the Horseman. Oh, God, likes this Horseman, but you ain't really, that. Anyway, but it was kind of funny. And he said, you'll get to heaven faster than A-Ward's prayers. Not bad. Then he said, doctor said the bullets can't come out. They not essential. You know, that kind of hit in the vibe of the verse, and you know, Smack kind of reacted to it. But if y'all help me if I'm not mistaken, did we hear that already in a quarantine battle? That's already come out. I want to say Rum said something like that, but I could be wrong. So I'm gonna double check that. I don't know. I do have another example of some stolen bars from Geechi in this battle. I'm just leaving it at that. I pulled actual examples of this one later in the verse, and I only did one because I didn't want to seem like I was trying to come in and, you know, call him a thief or question his material or anything, because Geechi's cold, you know, salute. But there was a 10-4 later on in this round, and then just hearing the non-essential one was like, yo, like, did he sneak 2 10-4s in there? But anyway, we'll get to that. Well, let's get right to it. He said, one shot will put your skull on your shirt like the Stone Cold vest. And you know, for those of you that's been watching for a while, that sound familiar. Your boy Chess said that in his first round versus Tay-Rock. And bro,
won't matter when it can't save you from your death. Cane's bust, Stone Cold, his whole skull on his fucking vest. Glocks is...
What you want me to, I ain't make that up. You know what I'm saying? That, so, you know what I mean? Geech, my guy. You can't be stealing other people's haymakers, bro. You ain't John. And then he said, I'll leave a nigga 6 feet. It ain't social distance. We've heard that bar from like literally everybody during the quarantine battles. Like, you know, then he kind of has a little stumble. But, you know, vet move, he kind of freestyles his way out of it with a joke that's once again about Saga beating off. So, I didn't have too many bars from Geechi on here just because, like, for real, like, it was just, like, jack off joke after jack off joke after jack off joke, you know, except for a couple of little bars in there. I like to kind of split it up. He had this one part at the end that was kind of cool. He said, if God is our father, it's safe to say he's black, because he left before we were born and never came back. That was kind of funny. Then he said, he had his barber, he said, I'm shooting till there's no more tissue in you, like the supermarket. I'm like, nah, Geech, I'm sorry, man. And then he has this part where he has a shawty come in again, and he got shawty half naked in this video, okay, which I think is hilarious. I think that's a subtle joke for Saga as well. She just like in a bra and some, I don't know what the bottom is, like, you know, low key topless, you know, just with the bra on. And so then he's like, wait, what, is that the phone? And she comes in, like, hands him his cell phone. She's like, it's Jesus on the main line. And he was like, man, decline that shit. No, you know what I'm saying? What Jesus want with me? You know what I mean? And then, again, I see what he was trying to do, but it's just, for me personally, that wasn't it, bro. That didn't hit. That didn't hit. And then he ends it off with, like, this kind of long scheme about Saga's mom catching him jacking off. And he's like trying to cover himself up with the Bible and some, like, I don't know, just another long jacking off scheme. And he was like, yeah, and as soon as his mom leave, the saga continues. So, I don't know, just to me, lackluster round from Geechi in that I was expecting more from him. It was really beating a dead horse to me personally. A couple of good lines in there, but I was a little disappointed. So you know how Smack does at the end, he has them, you know, talk about who they want to call out. And okay, before we do that, winners and losers. So, to me, I have Saga edging this one, just on content alone. Only because if Geechi would have came with a little more than so many, like it was a tired angle by the end of the verse to me. You know, they can't even take this angle now. I just expected a little more from him. But at the end, you know, Smack always talks about who you want to battle next, you call out. And Saga, you know, he was ready. He calls out Rock, Av. He was like, you know, since Briz still hiding, Mike P, Jerry West, which I'm there for all of those battles. All of those. Even Briz. Whenever Briz get back active again, I'm there for that too. Gotti, he calls out Mike P too. And then he talks about how, yeah, I'll battle one of my Crip brothers, and he calls out B Magic, which that battle already dropped. Salute to Smack for that. Get the app. It's one of the quarantine sterilized avocado joints. So check that battle out as well. So I'm wondering if this battle was shot before the B Magic joint, and then they just released the B Magic and Gotti battle first, or if they filmed it after he called them out and then just got it out first. You know, I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. He called out Magic, but that battle already came out, which Gotti won clearly. It was sad, man, because Magic had some fire, especially in the second round, and he just had short rounds. And anyway, that's another video. So salute to Gotti. Salute to Saga. I did have Saga edging this one, this one-round battle. But what I wanted to say was Gotti kind of addressed the content issue to me, because he talks about how, you know, when it's a battle that you think could happen, you know, down the line, they could do 3 rounds, then you don't want to give away too much. Just like I was thinking, you know, he did confirm that, like, yeah, you got to reserve some heat, you know, so you don't give everything away for this, especially if you want to continue it. So I'm wondering if they got something in the works coming down the line for Saga and Geechi. That would be dope. I would love to see 3 rounds of it. A matchup I wanted to see for a while. Did not think we would get at this point. I think even Saga even addressed that at the beginning of this round. Like, yeah, I know y'all weren't expecting to see this matchup so soon. And so salute to Smack for that. Salute to Gotti. Salute to Saga. Yeah, man, let me know what y'all thought. Who you got winning? Who you got losing? What'd you think of the bars, you know? What'd you think of the call-outs? Who would y'all like to see them battle next? One battle I hadn't thought about until he said it was Saga and Jerry West. And I like that matchup. I like that a lot. Or him and Mike. I wouldn't mind seeing him and Mike P. That'd be cold. Of course, him with anybody in Cave is gonna be birthday cake. It's gonna be lit. And then Gotti, he called out Mike P, which I ain't mad at that either, man. I ain't mad at that either. That could be a dope matchup. So yeah, man, let me know who you want them to battle next. Who you got winning this battle? Leave your comments on, you know, your favorite parts you didn't like, any other battles you want to see reviewed next. Once again, appreciate you for rocking with the channel, and salute, man. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Holla.
Roll like a tanker with furious, punch it like tank and be furious. There's some thoughts when I'm high as a satellite. I'm a dog in a star, but I'm serious. Yeah, she bad on the floor, but I'm serious. Stay away from y'all.